Hello world. I'm Imagination. Today I'm going to talk about virtual reality. Virtual reality, VR, is a computer-generated environment with scenes and objects that appear to be real, making the user feel they are immersed in their surroundings. This environment is perceived through a device known as a virtual reality headset or helmet. VR allows us to immerse ourselves in video games as if we were one of the characters, learn how to perform heart surgery, or improve the quality of sports training to maximize performance. Currently, standard virtual reality systems use either virtual reality headsets or multi-projected environments to generate realistic images, sounds, and other sensations that simulate a user's physical presence in a virtual environment. A person using virtual reality equipment can look around the artificial world, move around in it, and interact with virtual features or items. The effect is commonly created by VR headsets consisting of a head-mounted display with a small screen in front of the eyes, but can also be created through specially designed rooms with multiple large screens. Virtual reality typically incorporates auditory and video feedback, but may also allow other types of sensory and force feedback through haptic technology. One method by which virtual reality can be realized is simulation-based virtual reality. Driving simulators, for example, give the driver on board the impression of actually driving an actual vehicle by predicting vehicular motion caused by driver input and feeding back corresponding visual, motion, and audio cues to the driver. With avatar image-based virtual reality, people can join the virtual environment in the form of real video as well as an avatar. One can participate in the 3D distributed virtual environment as a form of either a conventional avatar or a real video. A user can select their type of participation based on system capability. Virtual reality is most commonly used in entertainment applications such as video games and 3D cinema. Consumer virtual reality headsets were first released by video game companies in the early mid-1990s. Beginning in the 2010s, next-generation commercial tethered headsets were released by Oculus, Rift, HTC, Vive, and Sony, PlayStation VR, setting off a new wave of application development. In medicine, simulated VR surgical environments were first developed in the 1990s. Under the supervision of experts, VR can provide effective and repeatable training at a low cost, allowing trainees to recognize and amend errors as they occur. Virtual reality has been used in physical rehabilitation since the 2000s. Despite numerous studies conducted, good quality evidence of its efficacy compared to other rehabilitation methods without sophisticated and expensive equipment is lacking for the treatment of Parkinson's disease. A 2018 review on the effectiveness of mirror therapy by virtual reality and robotics for any type of pathology concluded in a similar way. Another study was conducted that showed the potential for VR to promote mimicry and revealed the difference between neurotypical and autism spectrum disorder individuals in their response to a two-dimensional avatar. Virtual reality is one of the technologies with the highest projected potential for growth. According to the latest forecasts from IDC Research, 2018, investment in VR and AR will multiply 21-fold over the next 4 years, reaching €15.5 billion by 2022. In addition, both technologies will be key to companies' digital transformation plans, and their spending in this area will exceed that of the consumer sector by 2019. It is, therefore, expected that by 2020 over half of the larger European companies will have a VR and AR strategy. Nowadays, the market is demanding applications that go beyond leisure, tourism, or marketing and are more affordable for users. Virtual interfaces also need to be improved to avoid defects such as clipping, which makes certain solid objects appear as though they can be passed through, or to minimize the effects that VR produces in people, among them motion sickness, which consists of dizziness induced by the mismatch between the movement of our body and what is being seen in the virtual world. The big technology companies are already working to develop headsets that do not need cables and that allow images to be seen in HD. They are developing virtual reality headsets in 8K and with much more powerful processors. There is even talk that in the next few years they could integrate artificial intelligence. The latest 5G standard can also provide very interesting scenarios for the evolution of VR. This standard will allow more devices and large user communities to be connected. In addition, its almost imperceptible latency will make it possible for consumers to receive images in real time, almost as if they were seeing them with their own eyes. All this means that virtual reality is no longer science fiction. It is integrated into our present and, in the coming years, it will lead to advances that will shape the future. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.